everyone. So today we're going to try a simple experiment with our therapy through VR and neuroplasticity. Before we begin, we want to prepare ourselves by just getting in a calm place and letting go of those things that have been on our minds. We want to start with some simple breathing. Make sure that we breathe nice and slowly through our nose. Feel that air going through our nose, and then breathe out nice and slowly through our mouth. Just get yourself in a calm, restful place. You can see that we have a special guest with us today who will hopefully remain calm through most of this endeavor. So our focus today is going to be really straightforward. We're going to stick with some basics. We're going to go through some basic movements of the toes, and then we'll move on to movement of the feet, and finally we'll work a little bit with the knees as well. We'll try and go at a nice, slow pace and see what we can do from there. So let's start with our left foot. Our goal here is we're going to move our big toe back and forth slowly. So we'll do this for 10 counts. 2 more. Okay. Now what we'll try is scrunching our toes. Imagine that we're maybe digging them into the carpet or curling them under, just like that. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's move on now to our right foot. This time I'll just count off the first one, and then I'll warn you again when we get to the last one. And just we'll see which one you prefer. Do you prefer having the beats counted off for you, or is it easier to be in that calm, mindful state when you're just focusing on the movement itself and not necessarily my voice? So let's start with our big toe again. We'll start with 1. 1 more. Okay. So we'll go with the curling of the toes. I'm glad Fritz has found a more comfortable spot. And again, I'll count off the first one for you, and then the last one, but I'll try and remain silent through the rest. 1, here's our last one. Okay. So, As I said before, we're going to move kind of up the body, the lower body a little bit. I'm going to focus on our feet now. We'll start with the left, the right, and then we'll move to both feet together. We're going to go with a really simple, straightforward movement. We're going to take our feet down, point them out straight ahead, and then I kind of curl them back, almost like we're trying to point that big toe back at our foreheads. Okay, so let's start again. Start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Now we're going to do the same thing this time with the right foot. This time I will not count, I'll just count the first and the last beats. So let's go 1, this one up here, this one coming up will be our last one. Here's our 10th. Awesome. Okay. So, as I said before, we'll now move on to both feet together. So we're going to try the same exact movement. This time, however, we're going to try and move both feet at the same time. So we'll start off pointing far away, and then we'll curl them back up. So let's start with 1. Let's do one more. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So now I'm going to do, we're going to focus on the knees a little bit. Our first movement, I'm going to set my legs up like this a little bit more for this one. Actually, let's go right about here. And all I'm going to try and do is I'm going to move my knees together like this and then pull them back out. Okay? So we'll count this one off. We'll do this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So for our last 7 movements, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and pull our knees to our chest. We're going to go 10 on the left side, then 10 on the right. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to use my hand for a little bit of support here. So I'm going to first pull my leg up a little bit, and I'm just going to pull that leg towards my chest. Okay, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not rag. So, last movement, same basic idea, except we're going to work on the right leg this time. So I'm going to adjust my leg a little bit. My hand underneath. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think this is technically 11, but that's okay. Put it back down. There we go. So there's our second experiment, trying to implement some elements of therapy into a VR experience. Hopefully this has helped you a little bit, and let me know what sort of things we need to change or adjust to make this work for you a little bit better, okay? On behalf of Fritz, who is out cold, enjoy the rest of your day.